What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to check out some more Sinnoh Cup battles utilizing a very cool, very strong team with Bastiodon, Gallade, and Cresselia. Now, I really wanted to bring Gallade to the Sinnoh Cup because I think it's a fantastic Pokemon. It has a great moveset, but it is extremely squishy. So in order to make this team work, we're basically utilizing Cresselia there as a safe swap. Now, I also have Cresselia with Confusion and Aurora Beam because it takes people by surprise. The Confusion damage absolutely chunks a lot of the fighters that we see, such like Lucario or Toxicroaks specifically, right? That poison fighting typing. And Confusion allows it to win better against the Lucario matchup. Plus, it does more neutral damage against stuff like Frostlass or Gliscor. On top of that, Aurora Beam is going to help out against Pokemon like Drifblim and Gliscor, which you will see in this video. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, getting into the first battle here, we have Bastiodon on the lead versus Lucario. Terrible matchup. We're going to swap right away into Cresselia and start getting ahead on energy. Now here comes the Frostlass, and this is what I was talking about. Look at that Confusion damage. What's great about this situation and the game plan that I had for this team was to give myself shield advantage for Gallade to sweep endgame. So even though we were hit right there with a Shadow Ball, which does do super effective damage, the damage from Grass Knot plus Confusion is going to be enough to take it out, which means we are going to get ourselves shield advantage, which is fantastic. I also let them farm me down so that I can bring in Bastiodon and absolutely load up on energy so that I could be very close, if not have a flamethrower ready to go for Lucario, because Lucario is part steel typing, which means it's going to take super effective damage from that. So we're also going to let Shadow Ball go through. Our game plan is to give Gallade 2 shields, but while also taking out probably the hardest counter, which is going to be Frostlass potentially right here. And we are going to go ahead and go for the Flamethrower. I was only 2 fast moves away, which will soak the counter damage, but that's fine. So here comes the Flamethrower. Likely going to be getting a shield from our opponent, which it does. And now we let Gallade rip. This is going to be absolutely beautiful. We are going to go ahead and shield the potential Shadow Ball. Even if it is a Power-Up Punch, we are shielding this and we are farming down. It was a Shadow Ball, which is beautiful. And they actually have a Toxicroak in the back. You guys can see 3 Confusions. Boom with fast moves. And it's out of there. We're going to go ahead and close combat Lucario to bring the first official boom of this video. Boom! Takes out the Lucario, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Now, I saw a lot of Toxicroaks in the back. Moving to the second game, we got Gallade on the lead right here. So we're going to go ahead and look to swap into Cresselia on the close combat if I can time it. It's going to be 4 Confusions. So I'm going to go ahead and swap, and they didn't throw. So that's a good hold by them. And now we see Drifblim come in, and this is where I was talking about. Aurora Beam is not a typical move used on Cresselia, but it is an Ice-type move, which does do super effective damage. Granted, it's only going to be doing about 50% of the HP, but it's going to catch Drifblims by surprise. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Aurora Beam right here for super effective damage, and it lands, and now we have Confusion damage ripping this thing apart, and we are going to simultaneously KO each other, which is unfortunate. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to the very last second. Pay attention to the switch clock at the top. They brought in Gallade first, so that means I can bring in Gallade right here. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to give up 2 shields in order to win this. I don't know what they have in the back, but if Bastiodon does well, maybe it's like a Frostlass, then we're looking pretty good as we can farm down for energy, get shields on the back end, and bring in Bastiodon, as Gallade might be the only counter in the back. Let's see what's going to be in the back. It's another Toxicroak, so we're going to go ahead and throw Leaf Blade. Granted, I didn't need to throw Leaf Blade right here. All I needed to do was throw Confusions. As we do know, it is going to be 3 Confusions, which is fine. They're not even going to be able to get to a charge move in time, so that is going to be a good game. Very well played. My Gallade caught so many Toxicroaks in the back. We might see it again. Here we go. We got a Bastiodon Mirror matchup. Now, when it comes to the Bastiodon Mirror matchups, you got to be careful, as sometimes opponents will have XL Bastiodon, or you may have the XL Bastiodon, and you'll start to notice in this fight that I start to lose in terms of HP. As we are going to see, once we get about halfway through, I'm actually going to be down quite a bit, as my Bastiodon is not XL. go. You guys can see the IVs over there. It was the best one that I had from 2019. It was a lucky trade, and at that time, Bastiodon was king for the Kingdom Cup specifically. But you guys are noticing my health is getting lower, so I'm going to go ahead and swap into Cresselia to catch the Flamethrower right here. It's not going to do much, but I really want to come back into that matchup with different energy. So we're going to go ahead, and they're just deciding to stay in, but now they decide to bring in Frostlass. So that means we're going to be able to get to this Grass Knot in time, and once again look forward to getting a shield, or looking to try to get a shield right here from the Frostlass. So we do get a shield, which is perfect. I believe I decided to let this one go. Let's see. Yeah, I decided to let it go. It was actually a crunch, which is very interesting there for Frostlass, as it should typically run with Shadow Ball, and now that allows us to get to another Grass Knot. This might just do enough neutral damage to take it out, and boom, yes, it does. So we flipped the mid game because the Frostlass didn't have Shadow Ball, so unfortunate for the opponent. I survived with 1 HP and a Dream. So now we have Gallade that we can line up against Bastiodon. We can overload on energy with Confusion and have Leaf Blades ready to go, basically, to throw against the Bastiodon. So we're going to go ahead and shield the Flamethrower right here. No need to take that neutral damage when we have 2 shields. We're just going to overload a bit on energy, as they are going to be taking a while to get to another Flamethrower. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Leaf Blade now, looking to force that final shield. If they shield this, it's a tell, which they did. That is probably going to be something weak in the back. So we're going to go ahead, throw the next Leaf Blade before they do get to the Flamethrower. That way I can keep 1 shield for my Gallade and 1 shield for Bastiodon potentially. It's another Toxicroak in the back. I swear, I just kept finding Toxicroaks, and Toxicroak is extremely common. You guys see it all the time. Alright, so we have Gallade now on the lead. We're going to go ahead and swap into Cresselia on this one. I don't want to have that situation where I did earlier where I have to shield with the Gallade not throwing close combat. So we're going to go ahead and just go for Grass Knots now versus Bastiodon. So we don't know what else they could have in the back, but Bastiodon was drawn out right here. And what's great about Cresselia is these Grass Knots just really start to add up, and Bastiodon's going to have to throw its energy in order to take us out. It really can't commit to the hard farm down without throwing charge moves, which is always perfect. So we're going to go ahead and just keep going for Grass Knots right here. Our goal is to chunk this thing down and then look to bring in our own Bastiodon and completely farm down to load up on energy. So we're okay with soft losing this mid game, which is perfectly fine. We're going to go ahead and go for another Grass Knot, again softening it up. But this Bastiodon is going to have to throw energy. These Smackdowns are not doing enough damage in order to take me out, because I will be able to get to another Grass Knot in time, which is going to be dangerously close for them in terms of HP. So they do decide to throw the Stone Edge right here, or Flamethrower, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Bastiodon. This is a perfect range to be able to farm down. I know we're doing like absolutely no damage, but they're not going to do that much damage to us as well. We have a ton of HP left over, and having the energy, basically 100 energy on this Bastiodon, is going to come in crucial against the Gallade and whatever they have in the back, as we can do neutral damage with Flamethrower. So we're just going to go ahead, keep committing to the farm down. I know this is painstakingly slow right here of Bastiodon versus Bastiodon, but we'll have to see what they decide to do. They're deciding to stay in, so I'm just going to go ahead and fully commit to the farm down. They decided to now go into Gallade, which is dangerous for them, because this Flamethrower now is going to be forcing a shield, and we are going to go ahead and get to another one, but I'm going to actually swap into my own Gallade and then just commit to the farm down. I think I can shield right here and fully farm down, and they threw a close combat, which means I definitely can with Confusions. So we'll have to see what that final Pokemon is going to be. Is it going to be? It's going to be a Lucario this time. So again, another fighter in the back. As you guys can see, Confusion is doing massive damage. Now this is just going to be a power-up punch, but I honestly think the damage from it would be enough to take us out along with their counter. So we're going to have to throw double Leaf Blade right here. It's going to be resisted because of steel typing, but the Lucario is so glassy that it is okay. So if they do shield, which they do, I can then just go for close combat now to boom the Lucario, as it is going to be doing super effective damage. So here we go. Boom! One shots the Lucario, and then we're going to swap in our own Bastiodon again and farm them down. So that is going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. But Gallade catching so many fighters in the back. All right, next game we got Bastiodon versus Empoleon. This is a terrible matchup. We're going to go straight into Gallade right here. Or not Gallade, sorry, Cresselia. And we do see a Gliscor come in. So this is where I was talking about where the confusion damage and an Aurora Beam. Because Gliscor here is ground flying. So it's going to be 4 times weak to ice type moves. While Night Slash as well doesn't do too much damage. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Aurora Beam right here. Let's see if it lands. Can we flip the mid game? Nope, they shielded. That is unfortunate. But Grassot anyways would have done enough neutral damage right there where it would have warranted them shielding. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shield right here. Or not shield right here. I shield on the next one. Because I'm trying to get to the Grassot if I can. And this is where I broke my own rule. I should not be double shielding. This is why I have the system set up to save 2 shields. They did get the boost right there as well. Save 2 shields for Gallade to sweep, because that's the whole purpose of this team. But I broke that rule by shielding my Gallade, which puts me in a very tough position, as the Empoleon now is going to farm me down with energy. So this is extremely dangerous. My only play right here is to successfully catch the charge move on my Bastiodon. Now, I wasn't able to do it right there because of the confusion, but if we can count, I believe, I'm not sure how many they have left, but I know at the time I was counting, I think it's 2 more. Nope, I decided to go for Leaf Blade. I think after this it's 2 more, which means I might be able to do 1 confusion and then swap. It's going to be extremely dangerous. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1 confusion and swap, but I don't get it, which is unfortunate. It was actually 1 waterfall instead of 2, so we are going to go down right there. That's a tough one, and they do have a Shadow Gallade in the back, which is extremely spicy, but I know this is going to hurt. Shadow Gallade with close combat is about to boom my Bastiodon out of existence. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bastiodon. Boom! I'd get 1 shot right there. Good game to my opponent. I made a mistake shielding my Cresselia in the mid game. Alright, so we got Shadow Gliscor on the lead right now. This is definitely something very dangerous that you guys need to be worried about. But right here, I'm just going to call the bluff on the opponent. They are building up to a potential Earthquake. I'm going to call the bluff that it's going to be a Night Slash right here. So I'm going to no shield. And sure enough, it was. Got lucky right there. 50% chance. We do get to a Stone Edge as well. This is going to be doing neutral damage and taking a shield from my opponent, which I think is perfectly fine with me. They actually let it go, which is fine by me as well. This means this is just going to be another Night Slash. I can let this go. I'm not worried about an Earthquake. They did not have enough energy. So we do farm down. That is beautiful. They let the Stone Edge go through. Now we do see Munchlax come in, and I was automatically going to swap right away in anticipation of a fighter like a Toxicroak or Lucario. So this technically isn't the best matchup for us, right? The lick damage here from Munchlax is really starting to add up, but at least we can apply some shield pressure, and we'll have to see what they have in the back. Hopefully Bastiodon and Gallade can handle it, but right now it's a 3v2, so we are looking pretty favorable. Now they do decide to shield the Grass Knot, which is always great, given ourselves the situation which we've always wanted with this team, which is shield advantage for Gallade to sweep endgame. So we're going to go ahead and let that next Body Slam go through. I can't get to the Grass Knot, which is fine. I will bring in Bastiodon though, and they actually have their own Bastiodon in the back, which is perfectly fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Flamethrower right here. And then we're going to look to bring in our Gallade, as we do have 2 shields, and we can, and they decided to shield the Flamethrower right there. I'm not sure what they were doing. Maybe it was a misclick. They might not have been paying attention, but it was obviously not the best play to be making in this situation, knowing that Flamethrower is going to do nothing. So we're just going to go ahead and build up to 2 close combats, and boom, boom, the Bastiodon and the Munchlax out of here. So good game to my opponent. A slight error on their judgment, but either way, I think I would have been very, very fine when it comes to with Gallade sweeping, basically. So we're going to go ahead and go for another close combat, and we will boom this Munchlax out of there as well. So it is going to be a good game, very well played. Boom! One-shots the Munchlax. All right. Good job, Gallade. Moving into the next one, we have Bastiodon on the lead versus Cherrim. Very spicy right here, and I imagine I'm about to get solar beamed. To be fair, it does quite a bit of damage, but not enough to one-shot me, so I am not concerned. I'm looking to get myself shield advantage right here. So we're going to go ahead, throw the flamethrower, as it will be doing super effective damage. They do decide to shield as well, and we're going to let this solar beam go through. Let the mighty little plant do it. There's the solar beam. Ah, it hurts so bad. Now we both simultaneously swap at the same time Cresselia into Bastiodon. Now we have seen this matchup before. Bastiodon can basically kind of win it with the stone edges as they're doing neutral damage, while I'm only doing neutral with Grass Knot and resisted with Confusion. But that's okay. I think we're still sitting pretty good right here, especially since I can do what I did before, is get this Bastiodon low and let my own Bastiodon come in. Now, it's going to be very close to see, because I think they might just throw the charge moves right away so that I don't get them too low, which wouldn't allow me to come into the mirror match, which means I'm going to have to come in with Gallade. But actually, things are starting to look okay. I might just be able to get to another one. No, they're going to go ahead and throw the charge move, which is fine. I will let this go. So Stone Edge does take us out, and then it's dangerous to bring in my own Bastiodon right here, so I think I'm going to bring in my Gallade, as I can load up on energy, and we'll have to see what they have in the back, but things are looking pretty good as Confusion is just doing so much damage. Now I will give up a shield, considering Cherrim did just throw a Solar Beam and swap out, so I'm not worried about the energy there. We do see the Cherrim come back in. We're going to go ahead and throw a Leaf Blade right now. It is going to be resisted, but I think it might just do enough damage to take it out. They do decide to shield, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and throw another one. This is a judgment call right here with resisted damage. I think it's going to be enough. No, it's not. Cherrim hangs on and gets to a charge move, so we're going to go ahead and shield, as they decided to swap it in, which tells me they're very weak in the back to Cherrim. I'm going to let you guys guess what you think it is. Is it a Toxicroak? Yes, it is. It's going to be a Toxicroak in the back. We're going to go ahead and throw the Leaf Blade right here. I could have just done 3 Confusions, but that's fine. The Leaf Blade damage plus 1 more Confusion will be able to take this one. And then the Bastiodon is low, and they decided to surrender. So that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. All right, moving to the next one, we got Abomasnow, Shadow Abomasnow on the lead, which Bastiodon actually does pretty well against with super effective damage. Now, they decide to swap into Toxicroak, which is beautiful. We can bring in Cresselia right here and load up on energy, as we'll be able to hit for neutral with Aurora Beam versus the Abomasnow that's going to be coming back in. We're just going to go ahead and Confusion down. Things are looking very, very good so far. Confusion, if you're Toxicroak users, watch out for Confusion users like Cresselia and Gallade in this meta, and Bronzong. It is going to be very, very deadly. But we go ahead and go for the Aurora Beam now here for neutral damage. They decide to shield, which is fine by me. This Abomasnow is going to have to throw energy in order to take us out, and I don't even know if a Weather Ball is going to be enough. We're going to let it go, as it could be Energy Ball, which would be enough, and it is going to be an Energy Ball. So boom, they take us out, but Bastiodon can easily come back in now. We're looking pretty good. They do decide to swap out, and they have a Gastrodon in the back, which is perfect for us. We actually basically triple hard counter them right here, which happens sometimes in Go Battle League. So good game to my opponent, but there's really nothing they can do. I had the best answers for their Pokemon. So we will be shielding the Body Slam, and then we're going to go for the double Leaf Blade now, as it does do 4 times super effective damage because of that ground water typing to Gastrodon. So we're just going to go ahead and throw that, and that is going to be a good game. Abomasnow is going to have to try to hard farm my Gallade down, which I don't think it's going to be able to do with the Confusion damage. As you guys can see, it's absolutely chunking, and because we just got that last Confusion through right there, I will shield Gallade, as this fast move now will be able to take out the Abomasnow, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. And that was the final battle. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I thought this team was a lot of fun. Bastiodon, Gallade, and Cresselia. Definitely very bulky, definitely very meta Pokemon. Cresselia and Bastiodon are both very strong for Open Great League, and then Gallade I think is the spicy pick here that's very fun for the Sinnoh Cup, and it's not typically used in the Great League. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.